Let's talk about the fact that you grew up with both parents and both parents are super successful, right? What type of pressure now does that now? Was it a household where it was like, okay, listen, we're successful. We want you to be successful, but we're going to let you spread your wings and do your own thing? Or was it like a tug and pull between both parents? Like, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Who you going to follow? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what
Yeah.
was that like, with you growing up and then eventually choosing a career choice or
So I
career
think,
path?
so I think what's important about that particular topic is A, defining pressure. What
Right,
does that even mean? What does that even
right,
feel like? And
right,
B, same thing for success. What is success and what does that
right,
feel like?
right.
And
Message.
and I think I've never felt pressure. I've always felt expectations. And I have expectations for myself as well. And when I think about the context of success, to me, you have to be able to define that for yourself. And I've defined it over the years as being able to strive towards your potential, but never actually achieving it. And if you are doing that, then you are successful, in my opinion. And so I think that if you have expectations for yourself and you feel like you're striving towards what you're capable of doing, but not hitting it, and you take those ingredients, like amazing things can happen. And I think my parents created an environment where my sister and I always felt that we were called to do something. What that something is, I didn't know how it was going to manifest itself, but we felt that we had a purpose and a responsibility to strive towards something, to be excellent, and whatever that pursuit ended up being. So no, I never felt pressure, but I felt like I was called to do something with the time that I have, on this earth. And I'm also a person of faith, and that's important to me as well. I believe we were all called, and so it's just a matter of being able to identify what that calling is and to have the courage to answer it. But with that courage comes the upbringing and breathing life into somebody and saying that you're capable and you're going to achieve amazing things. So I think
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking.
He's good. No, he's
No,
good.
so
No, he's good.
masterclass. This is definitely about to be a masterclass.
He's good.
Celebration, bitches.
He's phenomenal. I love it.
No, I love that. So you mentioned like managing those expectations, like expectations set for yourself. Like, how did you manage that? And when did you feel like maybe you didn't meet those expectations? How did you cope with that? And continue your pursuit of your calling.
So I feel like, again, like I have to use sports as the analogy on this, but you know what you're capable of. You know what the standard is. You've seen it in others. You've reached it. You've achieved it in certain instances. So when you're not living up to that, then you know that you're not giving it your all. Like, you just have to care enough and have enough self-respect that if you're not hitting that standard, and you have to course correct yourself. And if you're not willing to do that, then that means you're willing to live an average life. And I've never felt myself being content being average in anything. And again, I think that's just the expectations and the life that my parents kind of breath into my sister and myself. So I don't know. It's a very insightful question, though.
Message.
That was
Yeah.
great.
So what is it like? I have a younger brother. So like, what was your brother sister dynamic like?
Competitive. And I think that if there's something that my parents didn't do well, it's that they allowed my sister and I to be competitive with each other. And that I think she and I both operated as if it was like a zero-sum game. That if I got something, then she was losing something, or if she got something, then I was losing something. And that led to us being, having a deep desire to win and to excel. But it wasn't the healthiest relationship with my sister, and I was the youngest child. And my experience, we grew up in a very white suburban town, and even though we lived in the same household, we had two very different childhoods. And what I've come to appreciate years ago is that growing up as a Black female in a white town is materially different than growing up as a Black male in a white town. I'm accepted and she isn't. And when she would come home and share the stories that she was sharing, I didn't do a good enough job validating her existence, because I would say, well, that's not happening to me. You must be tripping. And I added to her bad experience growing up in that type of environment. And I'm
It's powerful though, what you're saying.
well, it's through a lot of self-reflection in terms of, what could I have done better as a brother. Now we're super close. Like now we're, like right before this call, I was on the phone with her and she turned 40 today. And so we're very close with each other now.
Perfect.
But it's taken me being, acknowledging being the younger brother and getting away with everything, and her not having that same type of opportunity. And so anyway, our relationship has evolved over the years. But now that I have 3 kids, 5 and under, I have a 5-year-old daughter, a 3-year-old daughter, and a 14-week-old son. We do it very differently. How we're raising our children. They're not. I refuse to allow them to be competitive with each other. Even though we have enough bedrooms for everybody, have more than enough space. My 2 daughters sleep in the same bedroom. I really want them to develop to be best friends with each other. And so we do things a little bit differently, and it's just through learnings, and you learn and you grow.
I ain't gonna lie though, Porter. You killed my comeback, because I was like, I wish I had an older sister. I'd have been best friends. Like, yo, bring your friends over. Bring your friends. Where's your friends? I'd have been like on her leg every time she walked. I'd have been the little brother. Like, wherever you go, I go.
we a package deal.
We're a package deal.
That's one with the younger brother. Yeah, that's exactly like y'all want me my little brother this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. It's important that you talked about that dynamic though, because I think that's also important to understanding how you were shaping your psyche, right? A competitive nature started in home with your sibling, right? With your sibling. And even though it was, let's say it, for the most part, it was still healthy because of the dynamic of what it was, right?
Yeah.
What you acknowledged was the relationship based value that you would have had if you weren't so competitive would have developed more, which you have now, right? So I think that's an important aspect to have touched on, because now you get to use that experience now that you're a parent to say, okay, I know what I went through. Let me reframe that now to make sure that my children don't experience the same thing that we went through.
Now, I will also say though, it is rare in a family of 4, mom, dad, daughter, and son, to have 2 children who become Division I athletes. So there is something, right,